kind of just want to do this like free talk that I can like look back on later and I don't know, like take note of things that I said and things that I'm feeling because I honestly struggle with feeling quite a lot. I feel like I have a lot of big emotions that I don't really understand, and I wasn't really given much guidance through that as a kid. I had a realization recently about why I have a lot of trouble with discipline and why I have a lot of trouble being consistent with my goals and the things that I just do, like my daily routines, stuff like that. I I grew up really independent. I just got a really big urge to move my door thingy on top of my closet door, but I feel like it'll be so crowded over here. I'm gonna try it. Okay, back to what I was saying. I think my lack of discipline and overall um, comfort with not holding myself accountable comes from the fact that I was so independent as a kid. Um, I was always like the good kid. I didn't break rules, I didn't get in trouble. So my parents, I guess, felt like they didn't need to worry about me, which they didn't. I wasn't getting into trouble, I wasn't breaking rules, but also I was just doing whatever I wanted, laying in bed all day, all that kind of stuff. Like literally for as long as I can remember. I can't remember much of my childhood, but what I do remember is that I spent a lot of it alone, especially in high school. I was homeschooled from sophomore year on, and then I graduated a year early and took a gap year. So since 2017, I've been pretty much left to my own devices, and that has not bode well for me in terms of discipline and consistency and doing things when I have to do them. I've always been a bad procrastinator, but especially in high school, it was really bad. I would just not do my homework assignments and not do my work assignments and just wait until the last week of school and do all of them. I literally remember my last week of school, my junior slash senior year, I had like 52 Spanish assignments I had to do. 52. And I did them all in that week. But basically, all through high school, my parents didn't pay attention to me. Not pay attention. They didn't check in on me. They didn't make sure I was doing things. They trusted that I was getting it done. And I got it done one way or another. All my life, they had just been like, just graduate, just do what you have to do. I was never pressured to get straight A's. I was never pressured to get good grades, do extracurriculars, all that. Didn't take the ACT, I didn't take the SAT because I was going to a community college. I didn't have much pressure to do good on those kinds of things. I didn't have pressure to get good grades. They just wanted me to graduate. That's literally all that they wanted. So, in some ways, it was a really nice thing that they were so like they had such low expectations for me. Um, but I think that kind of bred this like lack of motivation inside of me, and I didn't fully put in like a bunch of effort to excel at things. I really only put in enough effort to get through the thing. And that's kind of what I do now with like my daily life. Like I clean enough so that my life is livable. I do enough work for the day that I can like say I did something. Like I am very bad at like just finishing things when I have the time for them. So then that just leads to me like sitting in bed for fucking, I don't know, 10, 12 hours a day. But even after high school, like I took a gap year to work, but then it was my gap year happened in 2020. I didn't get to work much. I didn't get to see people. Another year of just being on my own. I moved out at the end of 2021. I was in a very terrible situation, And so that led to me being very broke and not really being able to go out and do things, which led to me staying home and not seeing people and having just like being alone. Um, but yeah, and ever since then, I've been living on my own. I haven't lived at my parents' house, so I don't really have anyone that's watching me like that. And it's very refreshing, sort of, because it's like I don't have the mental comparisons in my head that I did when I was living with my parents and like watching how they were with my brother. But yeah, I spent a lot of my time on my own, and that kind of led to me feeling like I don't have to do things. And it's okay that I don't do things because the things that I have to do, I get done. There's so many things that I could like do to be better, and I just wouldn't do it. But then that leads me to my next point, to where I actually would try to do it and I would say I was going to do it. There are like maybe multiple years, like I can go back to multiple years of me sitting down, making a little video diary like this one, being like, be, being like, I'm gonna fix myself and this is how I'm gonna do it. But I don't think I, in the last like past years that I've tried to do this, have really fully understood like how deep and how long my like lack of discipline and lack of accountability has been affecting me. Like it's truly been affecting me for as long as I can remember because I was very independent, like insanely independent. And so I would just, yeah, I don't know. But I would spend all of this time being like, I'm gonna fix myself. This is the time for me to like really get my stuff together, get my shit together. Like, I'm gonna do it. This is what I'm gonna do, blah, blah, blah. All that kind of shit. And I would just never follow through with it because, again, I can sit here in front of a camera and say it all I want, but no one's watching it. No one's watching me, making sure I do these things. No one's telling me to do these things. I have to do it on my own. And me, in the past, I never did that shit on my own. Like I can't be an adult that doesn't do things. Like I'm like an adult now. I don't know what the right word for it is, but it's like, oh, I'm saying I'm doing it. I'm putting it out there that I'm doing it. So like it'll just happen. But it doesn't just happen like that. I have to do it myself. And I like to think that I'm doing it because I have a very, very organized calendar. I have a very organized planner. Like I organize my life how I want it to look so that it looks like I'm doing this stuff. But half the time, I'm not doing that shit. So, what is all this for if I'm not doing it? Beats me. So, something that I'm really trying to work on is letting go with being comfortable with being a failure. In high school, I did have it in me to get good grades and be a good student and work hard, all that kind of stuff. I had it in me, but since no one was expecting it of me, I just didn't do it. I've just spent so long being like this that I don't know how to not be like this, you know? And so with me now, I've gone through so many like life paths that I want to do in my head and being like, okay, this is what I want to do, so these are the steps I need to take to get it done. And then I start it and then I realize I don't like it, so then I move to something else and I start it over, which is fine if I was actually finishing something, you know? I'm not finishing shit. I'm starting things and then I'm staying right where I am, broke and lazy. So I gotta fix that. But the only one that's gonna fix it is me, unfortunately. I don't know. I think I spend too much time expecting certain outcomes that it like kind of consumes me a little bit. Like I will take a whole day, reevaluate my life, come up with this whole new like career plan that I want to go through, and then just like expect that that's going to happen in my brain. So then no matter what I do, that thing that I envision is going to happen. But that's not true because there are so many factors that could change the outcome of my goals. But I don't like to think of it like that. But I should start thinking of it like that because like the whole like everything will work out. I think I've framed it in my head like it'll work exactly how I want it to, no matter what, which is not true. It'll only work out if I put the effort to make it work out, you know? And that effort is something that's like not in my vocabulary. Like I have never had to put effort into anything. I just do things and then they happen. I do them very half-assed, yes, but they happen. But I need to stop being proud of that. That's not something to be proud of. Working hard is something to be proud of. And I feel like I don't work that hard. I feel like I could be working so much harder, but I've also like I've experienced like the most extreme, like terrifying, depressing fits of burnout ever in my life. And I feel like I'm at a place now where I'm not experiencing burnout anymore. I'm taking a semester off of school, so I have a lot of time to kind of get my life in order. I feel like I'm at this place now in my life where things need to start changing because I'm in a position to be able to make them change. That's crazy. That shit is crazy. Accountability is my responsibility. Making sure that I do things is my responsibility. And these are things that I didn't necessarily know when I was younger because as a kid I was left alone and so I thought like, oh, my parents, they care for me. They take care of me, but they don't make sure they're not like hovering over my shoulder. So like I'm being taken care of. But that's not it. I was being taken care of, but not in like a way that would have kind of, I don't know, helped me a little bit. I don't know. I think I was set up pretty well to have a successful life as like an independent person living out on my own, making good decisions, all that kind of stuff, but I don't think I was set up to succeed. I was mostly set up to live comfortably, which is okay. Understanding like the things that my parents have gone through and like how like their childhoods have affected them and stuff, like it's okay that I wasn't set up to like be super super successful or whatever because then that just leads to like super high expectations, all that kind of stuff. But I think I was kind of set up with no expectations, and so that led me to be a very not disappointing person, but like I was there, but I was just doing things. I was getting by. Um, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I feel like I've been talking for so long. Okay. I have a list of things that I personally really, 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 it's not really a want, it's a things that I need to work on, things that I'm neglecting in my life. And yeah, yeah, the things that I want to work on. Being consistent in my routines. I literally have so much more free time than I probably ever had since high school. And I can't fill my free time with me rotting in bed. I have to go out and do things with my day. And that includes starting my days off right with a morning routine and preparing my nights with a night routine, investing in my hobbies. I need a new haircut because at the moment my hair is a fucking mess and I have no idea what to do with it. And I feel like if I just got it shaped up a little bit, I would be just a tiny. I really want to be more intentional with my time with my friends and my boyfriend. I always feel like I'm like there are other things I need to be doing in my day when I'm with people and I'm like I could be doing this instead, I could be doing that. But why would I do that when I could hang out with my friends? So if my friends are here and I have the time, I don't have anything to do, don't think about what I could be doing and think about what I am doing, which is hang out with my friends. I need to stay clean. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I really enjoy being at my house. And so I need to keep this shit clean so I keep enjoying being at this house. Because I pay rent here. I deserve to like enjoy the place I live at. if I'm not keeping myself clean and not keeping my spaces clean, what am I doing here? I'm doing a disservice to myself and doing a disservice to my roommates. But I feel like I'd be a lot more social because I'd be more comfortable leaving my door open. I don't know. Maybe not though. I've always been a door closed kind of gal, even when I was like young. And then the last thing I want to work on is financial stability. I had a small little breakdown earlier about how much I've been just trying to forget that my financial burdens don't exist. And yeah, I got very upset. But I think there's some things in here that I would like to say. I've realized today that I've been hiding behind being broke and I've been using the roommate situation as a reason I'm still struggling, even though it was 2 years ago. Yeah. I can't run away from my debts and pretend they don't exist because they do, and some of them truly have an effect on other people. These are people that I have actual real life relationships with, and it's really unfair to them for me to be doing that when someone literally did that to me. And so then that just put me down this like spiral of like I don't want to be like that. I'm not that. That is not me. And that's where all of that anger came from. The financial stability, using my resources, doing all these things that will help me survive a little easier. I think I can definitely, I most definitely need to work on. Just a little food for thought, I guess. Yeah. Bye.